Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode with Drone Mesh. And today we have the DYS SHARK. And is it any good? Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. First, let's talk about some of the specs here. Now, the motors they're using are the DYS, I think BR 1104 5400 kV. So they're pretty low kV, so they should take possibly a 4S. So that's pretty cool. The propellers are somewhat proprietary in a way. You could change anything. They do have the correct mounting hole size for any propellers. But as you can tell here, when I first got it, I was like, oh, what? All of my props are broken. I need to replace them. But no, they have this weird little notch going on for it right there, if you could see that. So yeah, that's something that's, yeah, so maybe it helps it fly better. So that's something to take note of. It takes a 3S. It actually comes with a 3S. This is the full version that comes with the controller. We'll talk about the controller in a little bit. So it does come with a 3S LiPo. It comes with a charger. It comes with the balance charger. I mean, this is the cable for this guy. This charges 2 and a 3S LiPo through the balance port right here, so it's very slow. And it comes with the controller. Now, the controller is pretty awesome, actually. It's pretty sweet. I think FrSky made it for them. It does take only one model, but I think what you can do is keep this in your car. And you could bind other FrSky. For example, you just have one quad that stays in your car. Why take your full-blown X7 Horus or X9D when you could just take this guy and just bind it, and then you're good to go. So this one's pretty cool. It does have pretty good range. I didn't go too far, but I went pretty far. So it did have good range. I didn't have any fail-safes, so I really did like that. Where to the point where my XM Plus sometimes would have fail-safes, this didn't have a fail-safe. So I was really impressed with that. I really like this. So that's a huge plus. It's running on the D8 protocol S bus here. Everything, what's so cool about this, everything is set up, you know. You have your arm here, you have your what is this here, angle. No, maybe this is horizon. Well, I don't know, but the middle one is horizon, and then you have angle and acro mode. Acro mode has the air mode on, as I believe, and then you have your buzzer and then your OSD on and off. So, and it feels very nice. It's not a cheap plastic one. It actually feels better than the FlySky transmitter, to be honest, and the Turnigy Evolution. That's how good this is, and it just looks, it looks pretty sick, to be honest. So I really like this, like the whole package here, especially this thing is what really blows my mind here. I really like this one. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the specs. You do obviously get an FPV camera, 600 TVL line. I believe it's a CMOS. You do get a 25 and a 200 milliwatt VTX, and I think it was an F4 processor. I don't remember what processor it's using, but I think it's an F4. Now, what you will do is when you arm it, the motors will not spin because it has motor stop already enabled, which means that, you know, you won't have the motors won't spin at all. So if you're all the way down, once you start going up, then it'll start spinning. So I went ahead and disabled that inside Betaflight. You'll find it under the ESC protocol. It'll say motor stop. You'll see it enabled. Just click it to disable it, save it. So when you arm it, it'll just start spinning the props at idle speed. So how was this quadcopter? Well, the first time I ever flew it indoors, and it wasn't on a full battery. I think it was just whatever was charged in this one. It does take an Xt60, by the way. It flew okay, flew good. I flew it only in angle mode. There's no way, this is too big to fly in acro mode. And I have water, like buckets of water in the shop, because I do see, when I mill my carbon fiber, I made a filter which takes out the black water so I could see my cuts if they're going good, if I need to stop it. So I really try to avoid really flying it a lot in here because I didn't want this to land in water just yet. So that's what I did there. But in angle mode is very nice. So I took it out, I think yesterday. Took it out to fly. And it was kind of windy, and the whole time I was just fighting it. Fighting to keep it up. I was insanely fighting. Performance speed is not there. So if you're looking for a performance micro, this is not the one for you. If you're looking for long flight times, this reached 4 minutes and I think 11 seconds or some of that nature with a lot of wind and me just cruising on the field. So I really like that. So it does have a long flight time, which is at least something nice. Now, like I mentioned, speed is not there. Full punch, you're just gonna be like, that's it, you know. It's really, it's not there in speed. So this is more like a cruising, somewhat indoorish. Not like it depends on your skill, but you need to have some pretty good skills to fly this one indoors because it's so big. It is very manageable to fly indoors because of the power, and like I said, it's efficient, and it is new people friendly because everything is just set up so you can actually start to learn acro if there's no wind. So what good is this one for? What would I use it for? If I knew it was like this, I would not have purchased it, but I still see a point into this. Let's just say I'm going to the park. There's somewhat of some people, and there's not a lot of wind, and I could see myself flying this one because I can get away with flying this one since it looks like a toy, and it's just, you know, it has a long flight time, so you can't get like a good, like 4 batteries would get you how much? If you fly pretty normal-ish going through hoops and stuff, I don't know, 5 batteries, that's 25 minutes of flight time. So it's like you'll probably spend an hour in the park just having fun with this between changes. So it's pretty cool. But you know, the plastic is pretty strong when I first got it. I crashed a couple times in the shop, but when I went to the field and I was starting to fight it well, I went to go fly around a flag to show you how much wind there is. And the wind just caught me, and then I was just trying to fight it, and it just pushed me right into the pole. And this is what happened. Can you see that? So it broke. So it's not very durable, especially the propeller guards. They're not very good at all. So if you're gonna run into a pole like me, expect them to break. Propellers, they do give you 1 extra set of propellers, and they're somewhat proprietary. They do have the correct mounting holes, but as you can tell here, they have these little flaps or whatever that just pop up there. And overall, it's a good one, but if you're looking for performance, this is not the one for you at all. If you do have some wind, you're gonna fight it. It's good for indoors, but it's also pretty big for indoors, depending how big your house is. If you have a small house, unless you have super crazy mad scales, you're gonna be possibly happy with it. But if you don't, then yeah, it's not really for you. But you know, there's also a plus side to this. What's so cool for new people, what I think, is you could start learning acro without learning how to set anything up from the beginning. So you could just, you know, see if you like this hobby. You can go ahead and try it out. You like it, it's good. You're still gonna have good performance, an okay performance, but not compared to the beasts that we have recently that just came out. But this one is just a average one. It is a bit expensive, but I think the price is coming from the transmitter, because I really do love the transmitter. Like, out of this whole setup, the transmitter is what I fell in love with. This is one I would probably keep in my car and just bind my FR Sky. I haven't tested it, but just bind one FR Sky, a quadcopter that I have, and I just keep this in my car, and it's rechargeable via USB, so it's really cool, but it only takes 1 model. That's it. So overall, how is it? Well, in performance, it's lacking. In wind, you're gonna have to fight it. Any external forces that were to touch or hit this quadcopter, it's really gonna throw it off balance. It's pretty well tuned. The rates are very nice. I really liked them. I didn't change anything, to be honest. They were pretty good. But I wasted most of my batteries just fighting to keep it up, which I really didn't like. But when I was cruising, it was okay. Every once in a while, a little gust of wind will throw me off, and you'll see that in the footage right now. I don't know if I'm showing you the footage as I'm speaking, or you guys, I'll show it to you towards the end right now. I don't know yet. But overall, it's an okay one. There's nothing super crazy or super cool about it. It's just, it's pretty efficient. I mean, that's the only plus side. It's pretty efficient. If you get it with the package, this transmitter is awesome. And, well, that's all I really got to say, guys. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really hope it helped someone out there. And if you guys have any questions or any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And please consider joining my Patreon. It'll really support the channel. I do a lot of awesome giveaways, and your chances of winning are very big because I do more than 1 giveaway a month, anywhere between 3 and up. So yeah, and sometimes I just do some random giveaway, and your chances are very good in winning because I don't have any Patreons. So yeah, it's a win-win situation for everyone. You could also use the affiliate links down below. Those greatly support the channel and enable me to bring more products in for testing, such as ESCs, flight controllers, and all that kind of crazy good stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I will see you next time. See you guys. Take care.